Hi guys, and welcome into the fourth part of the beautiful crushes. And in this video we will talk about the Caro-Kann defense, which happens after e4 c6. This opening still used by the strongest players in the world, but is it as reliable as it seems? Let's see. I'm a candidate master Vasily Titarov, and let's get started. And the first game, okay, let's go e4, c6, d4, d5, and in this position e5, the most popular and I sure the most strongest move, but knight c3 was played, which is also playable, takes, and in this position bishop f5, the most popular, but black also have knight f6 and knight d7 moves. Knight f6 was played in the game, but knight d7 is also very interesting, and then knight g f6, and white have an interesting trap, queen e2, and after knight g f6, knight d6 checkmate, but black have just knight d f6, and black is fine. So okay, knight f6 was played, and knight g3. Not very aggressive, knight f6 was more principled, but knight g3 and h5. Very typical idea when the knight stands on g3 or b3 or b6 or g6 to push a or h pawn. So h4 was asking by white, but bishop g5 was played, which is looks very weird, and after h4 white had to play knight g e2, but they played bishop takes f6, which is actually a decisive mistake. But what's the problem? H takes g3 and white just played bishop e5, and again, what's the problem? Because after takes on h2, we can just take with our rook, takes, and white is fine. But okay, you can also take on f2, but after king f2, then knight f3. Yeah, black have an advantage, but they played rook takes h2, which is actually stronger. Rook h2. But again, rook h2, and after takes on h2, then just bishop takes h2, and white is absolutely fine in this position. Then knight f3, bishop d3, maybe queen e2, long castles, and white is doing very well. But in this position is followed queen a5 check. But maybe white is thinking, but okay, queen a5, I can just go c3, and what is my problem? After takes on h2, I can just take on h2, I can just recapture. But in this position, black played queen takes e5, brilliant choice, and in this position, white, I think, understood, then they just lost. After takes on a5, then takes on h2, and maybe hg or maybe h1, it will be a queen, and white just resigned the game because, for example, knight f3, h1 queen, and black just have an extra piece, right? So black's position is absolutely winning. So white just resigned in this position, and it's very interesting and very funny game. So let's continue. The first game is also very interesting. e4 c6, d4 d5, knight c3, and again takes, and in this position knight d7 was played, so as not to destroy your pawn structure after knight f6, and e takes f6 or g takes f6, so knight d7, and bishop c4 is very aggressive move, knight g f6, knight g5, e6, queen e2. So white's ambitious is very high, right? Knight b6, bishop d3, and it's a little trap. After queen d4, white can just play knight f3, then knight e5, and black's position is very dangerous, very dangerous, and just bad position. So h6, knight f3, and c5, very good. D takes c5, and knight bd7. Bishop c5 was also good, but knight bd7 even stronger. b4, and in this position f5 deserved attention, and after c3 we can just play bishop e7, or maybe takes on before and then play knight d5, and then even g5. Even g5 is very interesting with a very complicated game. But instead of this, b6 was played, and knight d4 is very interesting, very tricky move, and black fell into this trap. They play b takes c5, which is actually a huge blunder. Instead of this, knight c5 they have to play, and after b takes c5, queen d4, and white just lost. So bishop b5 is forced, and knight c d7, then bishop b7, and black is totally fine. So knight c5 black had to play, but b takes c5 looks like logical, yes, but knight c6 was played, and again queen c7. What is my problem? But in this position, white played queen takes e6, brilliant move, and black just resigned the game, because after bishop e7 just queen e7 checkmate, and after pawn takes e6, bishop g6, very beautiful checkmate will be followed. So in this position black just resigned. Very interesting, very short game, and let's have a look on the last game. Friends, I would like to recommend to you my Russian Telegram channel, where a lot of interesting chess content, chess memes, puzzles, my travels as a professional chess player, and so on, are constantly realized. So join via the link in the description of this video and continue to watch this video. And the last very short game, e4, c6, knight c3, d5, d4, and again we got this position, takes, and knight f6. Knight g3 was played in the first game, but in this game was played knight takes f6, which is the most principled choice. E takes f6, and usually white plays c3, then bishop d3, for example bishop d6, bishop d3, castles, queen c2, attacking this pawn, check, h5, and so on. It's very interesting, very complicated theory, but bishop c4 was played. Not very good choice. Bishop e7, queen h5 looks very aggressive and dangerous, but actually it's not very dangerous for black. Knight e2 and g6. In this position, bishop e6 deserves attention, and after takes, black is totally fine. Or maybe knight a6, a typical move in these positions. So, but black plays g6, weakening the black squares. So it's not very good. Queen f3 and knight d7. It's an inaccuracy because of bishop h6. And in this position, black had to play queen a5 check. And after bishop d2, for example, they can just come back on c7, for example. And after c3, pawn on c3 prevents our queen to go on b3 square. But why is that so important? Black thought, and played rook e8 right away. But in this position, bishop f7 was played, a brilliant move, and black, I think, understood that everything is terrible. After king h8, we just take on e8 with absolutely winning position. So they play king f7 and queen b3. It's a checkmate. So queen a5 provoked c3, and then rook a8 was very important. So in this position, bishop f7, just king f7, and white just lost. So rook 8, bishop f7, very nice, king f7 and queen b3, checkmate. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If it's so, please like it, subscribe on my channel, and please write the comments. It will be very interesting for me. So see you in the next video. Goodbye.